third piece of this interaction where we are trying to get inside your mind, because you're in the L&D domain and we are all about L&D. So tell us, Abhay, before designing a single program, what are you trying to understand first when you design a program?
Obviously the TNA. Yes. So whenever I try to design any workshop, training need analysis is something what gives a little bit perspective around what kind of a training we need to do, or what is the need within the system. Yeah. But that standalone will not give the complete ecosystem on what we need to train.
Right.
Correct. So if there is some request around it, I always obviously go do some market visit, try to understand what the real scenario is. Right. Is this a problem related to the skill? Is this a problem related to the process or the tools what they are using?
Right.
And once we understand where the bottleneck is, the training program need to be designed around that bottleneck. That is something what That's usually
the first
try to
do. Yes. That you do when you're trying to diagnose
exactly.
something. Okay. Has there ever been a time when you deliberately chose not to conduct a training program? And probably why you chose not to?
So I remember this situation once. So there was one senior manager who came to me and he was like, I want you to do a workshop on time management and accountability for my team.
Right.
And I was like, what's the reason? What is the thing? He was like, my timelines are getting missed. People are not delivering results on time, etc., etc. Right. And I was like, okay, let me analyze it a little bit. Let me have an interaction with the focus group, etc., etc. Right. And when I had a word with their team, etc., etc., one thing what I realized is they used to get miscommunication or multiple communication or wrong kind of messaging from different leaders.
Right.
And because of them, their priorities used to change up and down.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the goalpost used to move ahead. That was
bound to happen.
Exactly. So what we realized is sometimes there was more on an alignment part, workshop on time management or accountability. It was more on making the people who are working in that team align with each other, making the managers align with the team, and that kind of a workshop we delivered at that time to those people, and it gave the necessary results to them.
Interesting. Okay, moving on. When managing L&D strategies across multiple business units, with competing demands, you can't solve every capability gap at once, right? What framework do you use to decide what deserves immediate attention and what can wait?
Okay. So, if you talk about all these things, so right now, I face similar kind of challenges. Okay. So there are multiple companies running within the parent company. Within the parent company I am working around, and during that time, there are every business has their own priority. Every business wants the training to be delivered at some point or the other, and some what we say competency or the other. But what I generally look after is what kind of a strategic mindset are they working around. Yeah. What is important? What is the strategic plan they have made for the year, etc. And secondly, what is the buy-in of that business? Okay, if there is a business who contributes to roughly around 50% of the total turnaround,
right?
So I have to prioritize that thing first. Prioritize the initiatives for that business first.
Right.
So it depends if the strategic alignment within the partners, within the stakeholders, within the CXOs are there, and secondly, what is the business buy-in for that?
Interesting, because then that makes a lot of sense, and then you drill it out across larger teams. True. Whether building talent pipelines for emerging talent or driving leadership growth, how do you evaluate whether a business needs a brand new learning framework versus simply optimizing an existing one?
Okay, interesting question. So when you talk about any framework, so there is two approach to it.
Right.
First, whether the framework has been is an old one, is a broken framework, or you have to just change a few aspects of that framework.
Okay.
So for example, the company strategy. First it was like say product driven strategy, now it is more like consultative selling kind of a strategy they are working around.
Right.
Or the business dynamics has changed, the technology has changed, etc, etc. If that kind of a scenario is there, then I have to completely overwhelm the complete module, complete process.
Right.
But if the challenges are more on the engagement part,
right,
the more how the training is getting delivered, etc, etc. So at that time we can obviously modify, bring in new technology. So there is this thing called as simulation based learning. So that is something which I also realized I got introduced to this like 2 years back.
okay,
And I think so it's a good initiative, and that is something what we try to incorporate within our learning system, and it gave better result as compared to what used to happen before. So
right,
that's a great thing.
Interesting. Great. Now, every learning leader has ideas that never make it past the discussion stage many times. What's a learning initiative you've wanted to build but you haven't been able to yet?
So there is this thought process of mine, and I think so majority, if you're a engineering student and if you drive a car, you know of these things. Okay,
right.
I will try to little bit emphasize this thing. So I always wanted to build up this telemetric system where an AI driven telemetric system where basically the field forces, whenever they are using a
right.
tool or something like that, they get on the job training and on the job feedback around what they have delivered, etc, etc. I'll give a very simple example around cars. When you drive a car, there are various sensors. Correct. The sensors give us output around how we are driving the car.
Real time.
Yes, real time output. So similarly, imagine a scenario where a sales rep is going to a distributor or a customer. He is having a conversation with the distributor, and the mobile application is there, and is actually hearing everything and coming out, and that application is giving them that the feedback around what went good, what went bad, and what kind of trainings you need to focus around. So that is something which is possible, because it's possible in what we say cars, and it is also possible here because sensor based learning is something what is there for the future.
I think we'll have to fit sensors on ourselves and everything to do that. But an interesting concept though, because immediate learning and immediate feedback, I think they'll work wonders.
But I think so technologically it's far ahead.
Right.
We also need the ecosystem to be built in that way.
Yes.
The application should be in that way.
Yes. And
not of working around
forward and backward integration would go into it. So like you said, way ahead of its time right now, but I'm sure the day is not far.
True.
So it will come on very soon. Great. Another interesting question for you. If tomorrow your learning budget was reduced by 50%, what would you protect at all costs, and what would you stop doing immediately?
I think so. You took me back to the COVID era.
Yes.
I think so. If my training budget is cut by 50%, so I think so the major chunk of the L&D budget goes to the face-to-face training.
Right.
Correct. So that is something I would like to reduce a little bit. Okay, but not compromise the training what is going to the field force.
Okay.
For example, the online workshops, etc., will be continued. The coaching related to the field managers, etc. Obviously, those things has to continue. But anything which is isolated even for a particular department, which can be hold.
Right, which can be pushed on later.
Exactly.
Or
so that we can put on hold. But yes, something related to the sales business which drives the business, yes, obviously we can't compromise on that.
So what you're saying is anything that has a direct impact on the business, we'll still keep the focus on that. And other things we can discard. Interesting. Well, great. Thank you once again, Abhay.
Thanks.